in multiple group chats, so.
And we are back. So, as my wife massages her head with her weird device.
Hey, those things are amazing.
So you guys are inside the maelstrom of Boise, heading back towards, well, at this point, Susan and Armin are pretty much leading the way.
I just need to know. Walking a road.
Uh-huh.
There's the outside. We whoop through.
Yep.
Inside.
I mean, it's still a Deadlands, but
Comparatively.
it looks nicer than other Deadlands.
And so we get in there, and we're still on the same road, but we're now like in the city, or is there?
You're inside the city, yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, is it?
Are we in the suburbs of the city or in the city?
You're in the city. You passed through the suburbs already.
That's okay.
Oh, the Padawan is calling again. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh, you mean like I can get out?
Did you try and restart it? Yeah, try and restart it. I think it might be that electrical thing. Okay. Okay, yeah. If you can get home, if you get stuck, give me a call and we'll come and get you and get the car home. Okay. Yeah, just let me know. Okay. Bye.
If anyone
I
out
think it's
there
that wire.
wants to donate a car to our teenage daughter,
or to their favorite squire,
or to their favorite squire, we're looking for 2 cars. Donations accepted. Only requirements: it starts and runs, and gets you where you need to be. Alive.
Okay, so people will send toy cars then.
I'll take it. I got kids.
He's not proud. Okay, so you're wandering your way in. It's a fairly straight shot to
Have you ever done it, Ben?
the town square.
I'll try it.
So awesome.
It's very weird, but I
And
love
then
it.
you guys got lice, do you?
No.
Yes.
That's why I'm not
Yes.
touching it.
I work with middle schoolers.
I keep my hair relatively clean. Lice don't usually like clean hair.
But only dirty people get lice.
No, clean people can get lice too.
I apologize
You have less of a
to
chance
all
to
the
get
people
lice.
that've been just offended.
See this face?
Most of the people
And
you
now
offended
it's
are
me that
probably
has to
lice.
Uh-oh.
But we're heading to the temple.
Does it work?
Work. Kids.
People not working.
I don't know.
Nick not working.
So, you guys wander on in to the town square, and for those of you who have never been here, you pass through a rather large section where they've torn down buildings and houses, replaced them with surplus army tents. You pass by a line that seems to stretch on for several blocks. A line of people. It passes through a small market square, and then it goes up to what appears to be an old Freemasons building, and you guys see people being let in one at a time by, well, you know they're not Templars because they aren't wearing tabards. This is the one place where all Templars wear their tabards. But instead, like maybe squire wannabes, kids who want to be squires but haven't been accepted yet. What, are you wanting another squire?
I'm a good leader.
The best.
That didn't sound like sarcasm at all.
Wasn't. Taught me
Great
many
leadership
things.
skills.
I lived for a year as a Squire to a Templar. She did something right.
That's fair.
Many a great adventures.
Shanghaied by
I mean, you know.
Black River.
At least you think it was Black River.
I don't know who it was.
That's the name I wrote down.
Ah, but that was the facility. That may not have been who hijacked us.
No, it was them. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Don't question my squire. There's no flexibility. I mean, to be fair, males are less flexible than females, and it kind of starts to deteriorate after the age of like 20.
I wasn't talking about mental, like. The Reverend just kind of looks at another thing in town, like, oh, that's interesting.
Lots of kids running about, milling about.
Is that normal for this?
Yep.
Not here, but just in life.
Kids running about having a good
Yeah.
time.
No. Boise seems to have a higher population of kids.
Because we like to.
Probably because it's safe. Safer.
Safe-ish.
People can.
I mean, after all, that Telltale supposedly killed the Boise Horror a couple years ago, so. No, the Boise Horror.
Not the Boise Horror.
Horror. Not the Boise Horror.
We just call
We
her
like the
Ho.
Boise Horror. Nothing.
She's still alive and kicking.
Horror.
Whores. Alright.
You dirty whores!
Oh, wait a minute. That's South Park, you wouldn't get it.
That's like the dumbest show of all time.
No, it's not.
hilarious.
It's really not. It's fantastic.
It's actually
social
quite
commentary.
intelligent.
You just have to pay attention to all of it.
I mean,
Christopher?
Social commentary on when he made the kid eat his own parents. Second to none.
So let's go where we need to go.
you gonna get checked into the dormitory?
My companions.
They can stay for a week,
How long can I stay? Forever?
forever. So you guys get checked in. Looks like just a normal townsperson who gets people checked in. She vouches for you guys, gets you guys a bed in the dormitory. She and her squire each get private rooms.
You said she. I thought you meant the person checking us in vouches
You.
for us. I'm like,
Susan vouches for you.
there we go.
Name.
What? Woman with a name?
No.
Blasphemy.
What do you think this is? A free nation?
It's the opposite of the Western.
Fury. Try to collect rainwater and see how that works.
Yeah. Right?
Let's go.
So,
I have my private room.
first thing you guys probably going to do is take advantage of the fact that they have hot running water.
Yeah, the Reverend really
yes.
wants a nice hot shower.
I'm finding stabling for the horses first off.
You bringing them to the common,
Yep.
turning them in, keeping enough for yourselves, or
Yeah, because we really only need 5.
mm-hmm.
I said we're not trying to travel super fast. Yeah, I'm sure some of your folks might appreciate it. Yeah, but Faulkner's one of the ones where
All right.
What's my horse's name again?
Pepper.
No, what's your name? You gave it.
So,
Sip.
She's like obsessed with that whenever she finds it again.
I love it.
I have to hide it every once in a while, so that way she stops using it, and then she gets all excited about it again.
I mean, you know, there's little things in life.
So, after an hour or so, you know that you need to go and check in with Simon.
Yep.
And as you guys make your way past the line, everybody make a cognition check.
Straight up cognition.
She would probably want you guys to go with her, yeah.
Oh, okay, just like as witnesses. Okay.
You're required to go with me.
Okay, there's an 11.
I don't tell you why you're required to go with me. You don't know the rules.
8 for the Reverend.
11, 8,
7.
7.
6 for Ash.
17 for Armin.
You guys notice that the line hasn't moved very much in the past hour. Looks like people have moved up a bit. The big thing you notice is there's only one person in town that you can see that's wearing a tabard openly.
Do I see any Templars that I am familiar with? Is there some?
What's the normal amount of tabards seen around Boise?
Maybe 2 or 3 normally, but he normally usually has a couple stay behind just in case something attacks. But the fact that she appears to be the only Templar in town that you guys can see is a little odd. I mean, you two notice that it's odd. You two know, or you three notice, hey, there's just no other Templars that you can see.
Yeah, or maybe they're not wearing their fancy.
Oh no, they do in town
And
because
she's told us this.
yeah.
She's wearing her fancy.
Well, she wears
I
hers
always
all the
wear
time.
my fancy,
Oh.
and it's not so fancy. It's more like a bed sheet with a red cross on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's something you don't have.
Something you haven't earned. Because it is earned.
Red paint's expensive.
So Susan leads you to the temple and straight in. She just walks right by the line.
Okay,
Yep.
so we're cutting in
A
line.
couple people just kind of grumble, but
I look
it's
at
like
them.
she doesn't even realize she doesn't. She just turns a level stare at them. Fine. And leads you right inside. Inside, the temple is little more than a long meeting hall with several other rooms leading off to the rear. What?
Nothing. I won the staring contest.
Who are you staring with?
So she has the end of the rod, and she's just staring at me, and just licks the tip of it.
She's trying to seduce Ben.
Okay.
But when he laughs at it, it really hurts my feelings.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
I was just trying to win the staring contest.
You won.
The temple is little more than a long meeting hall with several other rooms leading off the rear. The stone floor and walls emanate cold. You imagine that electric heaters once warmed this place in the winter, but the gray stone looks as if it would never truly be comfortable. Much like the Templar's relationship with the world itself, necessary in personality, tolerable in method, but cold. Yes.
I resent you comparing me to a stone first. Second. What time of year is it?
Like early winter?
No,
Late
we-
fall?
I thought we were at like October, November from what you
Yeah.
said.
Traveled for 8 days.
Through the mountains. Anyway,
8 days.
such thoughts are shaken from your skull when you see Grandmaster Simon Mercer sitting upon a raised podium at the back of the room. Beside him is a man in a simple brown robe, like an robe of old. This, Susan identifies as librarian Fred Belitnikoff.
Oh.
As he
Belitnikoff.
notices you, Simon nods
Simon.
and says, "Welcome, friends, Sister Templar. I'm sorry, but you'll have little time to spend here. We have a most dire emergency that must be dealt with immediately.
What's going on?
Yesterday, a caravan heading for these parts was ambushed by a large gang. Leading this gang was a villain we call the Destroyer. He is an anti-Templar named Brad Modine. We need to bring this murderer and thief to justice immediately. The Destroyer has taken the remaining caravanners hostages and will kill one at nightfall each day until we respond to this." He then points to a nearby table. On it sits a gruesome head on a wet, bloody bag. Make a knowledge roll, Armin and Susan.
I have another question. You just
4.
straight up knowledge?
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
It would make sense that we have the same knowledge.
Right.
What's your question before I let you know?
He's saying this all out in front of people lining
Yes.
up to see him, and this head is just sitting in the background, like for all to see. Like, okay, maybe the stone comparison isn't such a bad. I am not a stone.
If it makes you feel better, Joe is much more aligned with your line of thought.
Right?
Yep.
Her and Simon don't agree on a lot.
No. Both of you recognize it as
The head?
as that of a fellow Templar by the name of Tim Brown.
I don't particularly like you referring to the head as an it.
Since I'm the marshal, I'm just going to brush that off and press onward. Simon points to a young girl standing near the temple entrance.
How young?
She looks to be 14 or 15. He says, "That is Daphne DeMar. The Destroyer allowed her to live so that she could deliver his message. She can guide you back to the site of the ambush. I need you to accompany her at once and bring this fiend to justice. I cannot offer you any more help, as I believe the Destroyer wishes to take the temple, and I must organize a defense and gather any other Templars I can before he arrives. The people here are untrained and mostly unarmed, so I'll need every last one of them here to hold the place. I can risk only you," and then he looks over the rest of your compatriots and your friends. "Your small group may be able to do what an army can't: kill Modine. If you can strike down the Destroyer before he moves on Boise, you'll save many lives." He then looks to those of you who are not wearing the tabard, and he looks pointedly past Armin as well. "If you succeed in this quest and honor our order, I will make you companions. This is a great gift, for it allows the sacred martyrs to smile upon you in times of need. Now, go, my friends, and do not fail."
No time to. All I can think of is anoint. That's not the right word. My squire into a Templar.
No, because it's a day's ceremony.
I just wanted to make sure that my squire was still going to be my squire for a little bit longer. I have been so nice to you, FYI. That's because you've been a good squire.
Right here. He's right there.
The
It's a
Reverend
whole
will look
ceremony.
Alright, let's go kill this motherfucker.
One day.
before we rock out. The Reverend will nod to Simon and say, "This is a blasphemy that cannot stand against God's will." And you have my services, and walk out with her when she walks out.
Yeah, she doesn't even seem to question it. She just nods and...
No, it just starts going?
Yeah.
You're here. Go kill this dude.
But that's very... She can verify that that's very much a Simon reaction.
What?
You walk in, he sees you, he greets you, and then he sends you out to do something if it needs done immediately.
Yeah. Then you do go do it. And then you come back a year later.
Oh, no,
Should take a year.
I mean,
A good Templar would have finished in half a year.
your year does not have to be a year of doing the one new deed. Okay, let's go kill this guy. By the way,
You know who Brad Modine is.
Tom Bodette.
Hmm?
That's what I think of when you say that.
But does your squire?
From Motel 6?
Yeah, that's what I think of.
Alright.
That'd be a knowledge roll?
Yeah, that'd be a knowledge roll.
Can you tell me what I know about?
Well, if he
Modine?
makes the knowledge check, which it sounds like he may.
I got a 7.
A 7? Nope, he didn't make the knowledge check because you guys don't talk about it much. That's one of those things you learn afterwards. But you may want to let your friends know who he is. He's the first anti-Templar.
Well, you see, we don't talk about anti-Templars in our Squire training program. That's not my choice. That is a choice that is made by higher-ups than me. But since Simon did mention it, I shall tell them about him being the first anti-Templar, and he has
Just not a very nice
an
dude.
axe, right?
Yep, he's why
Axes
Templars
are-
don't use axes.
Yeah. So do you have an axe?
No, I have a hammer.
Oh yeah. Because if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning.
Right.
All over this town.
Yeah.
Come, little girl, lead us where we have to kill this dude.
And the girl follows you out.
Could she tell us any more information?
Oh, what are you going to ask her? Because she looks terrified and antsy at the same time.
What's your name, girl?
I'm Daphne. Please, we got to save my father.
Daphne, we will do our best. However, if your father does not work to save himself, there is no guarantee that we will be able to save him. What more information can you tell us, Daphne? Of this experience.
They're at an orchard, down I-84 to the east. It's probably a 2-hour, 3-hour drive.
How did you get back?
I rode my bike. You guys don't have anything faster?
No, unfortunately we don't.
We will acquire
Are the
something.
roads clear from here to there?
Mostly.
The
The convoy clears it pretty well.
horse will be just as fast.
No.
Daphne,
2 to 3 hours. I was running 60 flat out.
Well, do you know of anywhere that's got anything faster?
I was hoping you guys would have a vehicle.
Daphne will be able to find something. Are you willing to come with us to direct us?
Yes. Absolutely.
But he didn't say Simon Says.
Just because Simon said it does not mean that he had her willingness to do it. I'm gonna let those guys in.
Let's see.
No,
scrounge-
Harley just pulled in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, scrounging for 11, I guess. I guess talking around. Can I find anybody with a truck or something?
With an 11, you were able to find.
A van, preferably.
The vans are very common in this town, just because you can load a lot of people up. Actually, you find there's a group that has a school bus.
May not come back. Are they okay with this?
If you got something to trade for it, sure. I mean, ooh, those horses look nice.
Okay, but if we bring the bus back, we get the horses back. Deal?
At least enough for us to be able to ride.
We have 6 horses. We can.
You have 5.
So we had 11.
You're right. He gave them into the common. He was correct.
Oh,
She just wants to touch me. It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll touch you later.
Alright.
Harley, that is a very high ponytail.
Thank you.
It's cute. But grilled cheese is in the.
Microwave. And she.
I thought you were going to be home in between, so. Okay, I just
Getting Maddie.
So, go ahead and make a persuasion.
Persuasion, I'm not trained in that. It was 1d8 minus 4.
I rolled a 3 to.
0.
I'm fine trading. Is it fuel full of fuel?
Got 3/4 of a tank.
Should be good enough to get us there at least.
What
Is
about
driving.
some Dr. Pepper?
You have Dr. Pepper.
Can I pull out 1 can of Dr. Pepper?
And you can see the guy. He's eyeing it. He's thinking hard. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Give yourself a +4, because that's a pretty hefty thing to trade with.
8 already. That's 12. 14.
14. Whew. You wouldn't happen to have a can of bubbly fizz to go with that, would you? Deal. And he picks him up and he hands you the keys.
We still get to keep our horses.
Or you just
If
leave
we
them at
bring the
stable
bus
then?
back.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we just traded the 2 cans of soda for.
For the bus.
bus.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was just
No
making
horses.
sure.
But one of them was a can of Dr. Pepper, which is like gold. Huh?
Dr. Pepper.
I know you do.
We all
still
have
have
4.
I know. I know what you guys got in salvage.
Uh-huh. They don't. That's why I only pulled out 1 can.
Yeah, I was telling
But
nobody that.
But I'm slightly attached to my horse. I named it.
All right, so
Yes.
she loads her bike into the back, since it's big enough,
Alright.
and she sits up in the front seat to give you guys direction. Who's driving?
Me, I have driving light vehicles. Will that work?
Indeed.
I also
Over there.
now have driving
Pull the
light
chair beside me.
vehicles.
You can play Nick.
I don't want to play Nick. I do it awkward.
Nobody wants to play Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, I managed to heal his wounds, but that's about it.
Danny likes playing with Nick.
Well,
We
yeah.
said playing Nick, not playing
Oh.
with Nick.
Yours going bad there, James.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
I busted. Drive check.
You busted.
Let's see, what have I got?
Well, can I get help? Like,
All right, so for the first 4 hours,
we don't make it anywhere.
no, you get somewhere.
We got on the freeway the wrong way.
You hit what looked like a pothole that turned out to be a crater pretty hard.
No.
And on the plus side, it doesn't take very much damage. So you have to now you have to work it free. It takes you guys about an hour, but you are able to work it free. And Daphne is like climbing the walls during this.
Yeah.
Next 4 hours, because you guys are
Like 2 hours away.
2 to 3 running 60 on a motorbike, on a dirt bike. You guys are at best making 35 because of all the potholes. You can't wiggle through them as well. Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't
I'll-
wiggle.
Can we help each other drive?
Can you normally help people drive?
Yes, actually, I am very good at helping James drive. I'm rated it from the car behind. I am good in the back seat, sitting next to him.
She called me on the phone while following me to tell me I was too close to the guy who was 50 feet in front of me.
So the answer to that
Wow.
question would be no.
Yes, that is so a help.
Uh,
Like, and you could look out for things like potholes. Be like, hey, there's a big crater. Don't drive into it this time.
you're the one driving. You should be paying attention to the road.
I am, but like, I'm paying attention to the road versus people being like, there's a deer. Don't hit it. Don't you ever ask for assistance while driving?
No, because I know how to drive. Out of character, not in character. My character it just sucks.
Yeah,
at
I
driving.
know. This is a complete out of character conversation.
Character, I only know how to drive boats.
You bust again?
This is why I said, can you help me?
Don't drive anymore.
Doesn't matter if you bust.
That time I would have only gotten a 2, but better than a bust.
Oh,
What do you
just
mean
for
it doesn't
shits
matter
and
if you
giggles.
bust?
Let's see what I would have rolled.
I mean, a bust, it doesn't matter if somebody's helping you, it's still a bust.
Well, hold on.
Pick up the pluck power someday.
Can I use a red to reroll a risky stunt?
This is not a risky stunt.
Driving sounds like
The way she's doing it might be.
So, the bus takes some more damage. It's starting to look a little battered and beaten up. It's a good thing you traded sodas for it and not horses.
Yeah.
It's not my fault they gave us a lemon.
They didn't give you a lemon.
You can't drive.
Lemon.
You just drive like a woman.
Crazy women drivers. Can't stand them.
What's next? Are they going to want to vote?
You know what's
Give him
funny
an
is
inch and
she
it-
believes that women can't drive.
Anytime someone's driving down, I'm like, who let her have a license? And we pull up and it's a guy, and I'm like, he's driving like a girl.
Welcome to my life, guys.
Barefoot pregnant in the kitchen.
Yep, we're soon gonna have lots of complaints.
Yep. This
Disclaimer. The opinions held by Cheryl do not affect Knights of the Smith dinner table in any way, shape, or form. Thank you.
It's my dinner table.
Abel, do you agree with Cheryl? Well, I guess the table doesn't.
Okay, so
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
you'll need one more driving check
Are you?
because you're losing time thanks to somebody putting you in potholes.
They're not parking spots.
Can someone please help me drive?
Armin could drive.
Help or drive?
You go ahead and drive.
Okay.
Are you gonna sit in the back seat and yell directions to him?
I am. I didn't bust that time if I would have been. Did you bust?
No, 6.
Because that would have been perfect.
So this time you guys managed to avoid all the potholes.
He's a much better driver than you.
He had an easier road to change.
Yeah, she drove over all the hard bits. She just let me take over
Yeah.
for this part.
That's it.
Yep.
And
Everything she
as
knows.
you end the chapter, everybody gets a red chip, and Armin and Susan gain an additional white.
What did we do?
Oh, really? Not
I'm
that
like,
one.
I'll take that.
You guys accepted the mission without any question. You just, okay, and left.
Well, I
Did
mean,
we have any other choice? I mean,
you get
That's
good.
next.
Hey, you could have, like, grilled.
that would not have been the appropriate response.
Well, I couldn't argue with him because he's stopping me from being a Templar until this goes down. And so now I gotta go kill this dude.
And you really want to be a Templar.
Right. I worked hard for this. Maybe while we're here I'll listen to this sales pitch. I don't know.
Wouldn't listen to
All right.
that Templar sales pitch.
Well, it depends. Does he slap me upside the back of the head and then get mad at me when I shoot monsters that aren't even real?
Oh, okay. I sniffed it. I couldn't tell what it was.
Coffee.
Never mind.
Eventually, Daphne gives you directions to leave the ruined highways for a more tolerable secondary road. A few miles north of a town called Twin Falls, in a wide, soggy prairie on the Snake River Plateau, She points to a flock of buzzards circling over the next tree line. As you clear the small woods, you see a number of charred, ruined vehicles. She says, I knew there were some explosions, but Dad made me duck down. I don't know what kind of weapons they were using to bring our vehicles down, but I don't know. You guys might be able to figure out what you're up against looking at them. But anyway, the orchard right over there, that's where they're at.
Go take a look at the vehicles real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leave the magic pit bus here.
Yeah, we're leaving the magic school bus.
Ash will stay behind with the bus. Is the girl going with us, or is she
Yeah,
staying?
she's going with.
Okay. No, I was going to see if she was staying with the bus.
We're not leaving undead Buzzsaw McGee. He's gonna soak up damage.
Oh, right. We're using him as a tank while he's not here. Right.
He used himself as a tank previously.
I mean,
it's established canon.
No, he's got a buzzsaw, not a cannon.
That'd be actually kind of cool if he had a cannon. Firearm. 4. 2 pump actions, 1 double barrel, and 1 auto.
What is this? Why are you handing me this?
We can't open it.
No. Here you go.
Yes, that happens. Right. And the.
All right. So as you guys approach
Sneakily.
the wreckage, go ahead and make stealth checks or sneaking
there's
checks.
An ace, double ace, 25.
Wow. You are super sneaky. I got a 7.
Went all the way back up.
13.
And I also had
Nice.
Yeah.
break leg in the thing.
So we just need Susan's stealth check.
Maddie, don't panic. And I pulled off into some driveway somewhere. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm just gonna come down.
Yeah, it's probably that, because when the wire goes, remember it shows that the tank's empty?
Yes.
So I'm thinking that's probably,
Sorry, jolted.
It's not that bad.
Well,
For a night
So
against
sneak
sport.
check for
Maddie
Susan.
has been bad
Stealth.
accident, so I was like, I need you to not panic right now. I can't deal with you.
stealth.
Yes.
It's under nimbleness.
Thank you.
It's sneak, not stealth, though.
1d10.
Sneaky stealth.
He's not,
I got a 2.
they know we're coming.
Well, as you come into view around the wreckage, you guys see several wild dogs, ranging from poodles to Great Danes, pulling apart bodies. Buzzards pecking out eyeballs, and even a number of domestic cats are pawing through the scene, licking blood from the charred, steaming
The
corpses.
Reverend's going to cover her eyes because she doesn't need to see more gore than she already has.
Everybody make a guts check. And what is her guts?
See, I know where my guts is.
Wait, no, that's the wrong dot type.
15, 6. No, 17. 17. 18. Plus 1.
I got a 14.
I also got a 14.
Daphne appears to go white as a sheet.
Yeah, I got a 6 here. I'd make a joke, but a cat's got my tongue.
People can't hear you.
Yep.
That's right, you're supposed to be whispering to them when you talk to them.
Yep, you're stuck in a whisper now.
Okay, but I can use my own joke as a ridicule check.
Indeed, you can.
12 for Nick.
2 aces.
It got a what? I said
11.
2.
I forgot about the one wound in his guts.
34 on the ridicule check.
All right.
That joke saved my tongue, I guess.
All of you seem to hold up pretty well, other than Daphne. And she looks pretty torn up by it. However, now you guys can start searching. Yes, search for clues.
7. dogs eating?
People.
Oh, okay.
Soylent Green.
5.
Long pig.
7 for Ash and 2 for the Reverend.
All right, so those of you who hit or exceeded 7, there are several large and deep blast holes in the largest truck cabs. Pretty clearly the work of light missiles or rocket launchers. Number of old and new bullet holes in quite a few of the vehicles that are, or in several of the vehicles that are left. And did anybody beat a 12? Okay.
No.
Most of the bodies were killed by gunshots or fire from their vehicles. A few have been cut deeply as if by swords or axes. And in fact, one of the corpses is a bald guy wearing a tattoo on his forehead that looks like the number 43 made out of a lightning bolt.
Do I recognize that at all?
Academia Occult.
I got 2 6s.
Well, that's good because I don't.
15.
Well, 20.
14 for the Reverend. Any of the cults? Yeah. And bust for the bust for Ash.
All right. So the Reverend, Susan, and Dungaree recognize that he was a psyker, probably one that fought on Banshee, rather than here during the war.
Was he with
Templars or the Anti-Templars?
Yes.
He was one of ours. We had a Doomsayer too, but I don't see her anywhere, and I don't know what happened to her.
Oh.
Well,
When Modine saw Jeff there, and she's pointing at the psyker, he just took his axe and pretty much cut him in half.
does that look to see what happened?
Yeah, it looks like he was cut in half.
I hate to be gruesome, but is your father among those here?
No, he survived.
Well,
Can I track to see if I know which way they went from here?
Yeah, make a track and roll.
and while she's doing that,
I
I'm
got
gonna
it.
scrounge to see if they left any weapons or armor or anything we can use behind.
Okay, what was that? 3?
I got a 13 on the track.
16 on scrounging.
They didn't leave anything useful.
Okay.
I mean, if you were a junker, there's a whole bunch of structural components here and mechanical, but
That was the other character
I
that we
know.
murdered.
I didn't murder it. Nick did.
I didn't murder it. Oh yeah, I did. To be fair,
No, your poor dice rolls made you do it.
actually, it was an awesome dice roll.
At
Oh
the
no,
wrong time.
it was the Joker. Either way, all right,
And
Rat.
to be fair, Nick's fault.
No, I was dead before Nick
No.
killed everyone else.
Nick told me I needed a higher card draw than I did. So I trusted Nick, and
Oh,
I
there's
had
your
made
first
it.
mistake.
You never trust Nick.
you know, you would think, how long have we known Nick now?
Yeah, a few years.
Too
Huh?
long.
You think I would know Nick is a liar.
Dirty stinking liar, yeah.
Dirty
Dirty liar.
You don't like that.
kid. If you're watching, love you, Nick. Miss you.
Wish you were here.
So
I can say that stuff to him as well.
Right.
Like, this isn't me hiding.
Right. So head towards where we're going.
Dungaree, you find a trail where one of their vehicles was apparently leaking oil, and it's pretty obvious. You'll be able to keep up with it real easy.
asking the little girl if she knows how to use any weapons or anything.
She's got a shotgun,
Oh, okay.
I believe. Let me double check.
So you'd be friends with her then. She has a shotgun. Love shotguns.
Nope, she does not have a shotgun.
But does she know how to use a shotgun?
She does know how to use a shotgun.
Well, then she gets her hands on a pump-action shotgun that I will get back from her after we're done here.
Okay. Alright, so you guys spend about 20 minutes following the trail, and it leads up an old dirt road into an old apple farm. Back into the orchard, where you're met with a gruesome sight.
What gruesome sight are we met with?
Well, he's sneaking, so.
Okay, only got 9 this time.
Inside the orchard, amongst all the trees, there are bodies hanging by their necks. Some of the heavier corpses have their necks stretched so far that they no longer even look human, and a very few have even separated.
Medicine check to see how long they've been sitting there?
Sure. The rest of you, while he's taking a closer look, notice that, strangely, there's no animals here. Except for some black crows. Hundreds of them, sitting in the branches, watching you.
Okay, academia cult, does this look like the effect of some kind of curse?
5 on the length of time the bodies have been exposed.
They vary from a few days to a few weeks.
But none of the hostages that he said he would kill on the tail.
Not yet.
Okay.
10. This place is definitely tainted with evil. Oh, I suppose I could kill the maelstrom.
Elstrom,
Yeah.
I mean, I just got used to it.
right?
Yeah.
Let me find something that's a little more appropriate for where we're at here. Dark Forest sounds about right.
Seems fitting.
So, as you guys make your way deeper in, following the tracks, Daphne starts running from tree to tree, clearly looking for someone. And as you guys get to the far end, you see a woman who is still moving. And Daphne says, "Barb!" What are you guys going to do?
The Reverend's going to rush up and try to help her. Cut her down.
Trying to cut her down? Alright.
Okay.
That'll call for a fighting roll. Fighting whatever you're using. Knife, machete, sword.
I'm gonna
Knife.
go grab her feet and hold her up so that the weight's no longer on her neck.
Alright, so that'd be fine.
In case somebody
Nice.
heard Daphne shouting. And comes running
Keep
up.
an eye out. Strength check for you and fighting check for him.
7.
19?
Alright, no problem. You cut her down, and as she comes down to the ground, she spots Susan. And she screams out, "Stay away! Your kind has already come once, that's why they hung me! Stay away, stay away! You'll only bring death!"
Can I talk her down? Like,
Persuasion.
calm down. We are not them. We are the good guys. You have definitely worked really hard to sustain yourself, and we shall then henceforth protect you from the evil that is coming your way.
Go ahead and make your persuasion roll.
5.
Let's see. This is against
Did find out what
hers.
Modine was asking for.
The Templars to come out and fight her at some point.
Do we care?
She has...
Odette. I don't know why
Brad Modini.
that name just makes me think of Odette.
Alright. She's got a
Dead from Motel 6
Motel
here.
6, yeah.
You don't listen to the radio much, do you?
No.
So that's primarily where his commercials are.
Okay.
On for you.
That's 4. She starts to calm down, and
What's the girl's name?
Daphne.
Daphne.
She says
Daphne or Daphne?
Daphne.
No extra A.
No. Just Daphne. Yes, Daphne. Like the redhead from Scooby Doo.
Like,
Daphne.
The British girl from Frasier.
True. So as she calms down, she says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm rattled."
as you have every right to be.
She looks pretty injured, bruised, or everything.
She was on the verge of death before you cut her down.
I'll just lay a hand on her and actually do lay on hands at the same time and just tell her God's with you now.
That sounds like you're killing her.
Not really. So
Maybe if
what?
he busted on the lay on hands.
Not yet.
Did he bust?
No.
Okay.
God is with you. Stop.
15. Oh shit, I blew her up. 15.
Great minds.
Her wounds don't heal.
They don't?
No.
Damn. Occult then. Let's see if I know why they didn't heal.
But it doesn't backlash on you like it should.
Okay.
Like, you should have succeeded.
9 for a,
Something about this place.
we need to get her out of here to heal her.
She looks around and says, when they attacked us, I threw a few nukes at the bastards, but I ran out of juice. When they captured us, they saw my friend Jimbo was a psyker, and I just happened to be wearing my civvies, and I decided to keep my mouth shut about being a doomsayer. Thankfully, the rest of the caravan played along. They took us all to a field somewhere north of here. They had us fenced in the open in an old cow pasture. It was cold, freezing. The gang camped out all around us, roasting God knows what on spits on their warm fires, taunting us with the heat and smell of food.
You didn't want any of their food?
They didn't give us any.
Didn't want any.
But then there came the sound of fighting, and we looked and saw a Templar cutting his way through several of the bikers. We tried to rush to help, but the gangers already had their guns on us, and I would have blasted them, but I was still short on juice. The Templar got to the destroyer's tent before he was surrounded by the 13 Black Riders. He said his name was Aaron McConnell. He'd been tracking the destroyers for months and had come for vengeance. He challenged the destroyer to fight him alone. The destroyer came out of his tent and said, "You're the best Simon can do? Come on then, Aaron." Just like he knew him. Then he walked out into the pasture and took off his helmet. The Templar said something then, but I couldn't make it out. Then the two of them went at it. The destroyer had that huge axe, and Aaron had a thin but fast sword, and we all cheered for him, and it looked like he got the better of it for a while. Then the destroyer laughed and dropped his axe. Aaron moved in like lightning and put his sword straight through the bastard's heart. The destroyer staggered backward and grabbed the hilt. Then he pulled it free and laughed again like the villain in some old movie. Aaron stood stunned as the destroyer snapped his sword over his knee and threw the lower half at the Templar. It caught him in the gut, and Aaron fell to his knees. The destroyer said one of us would hang for this, and I volunteered, both because I had agreed to protect the caravan and because I thought my powers might come back in time to give us a chance. They brought Aaron and me here, and they hung him first in that big tree on the hill. The destroyer did it himself. He told him something just before he let him drop, but I couldn't make it out. Then they all walked down the hill and brought me out into the orchard. I had enough juice for one last blast, but after seeing what they did with the Templar, I had another plan. And it was obviously didn't stick around to see what happened, so I just decided to let them hang me and hope they rode away. Then I'd use my healing powers to save myself and maybe the Templar too. Then we could make it back to Boise and get a whole freaking army of you guys. But the destroyers did just what I hoped. They hung me, mounted up, rode off before I stopped kicking. I managed to balance myself on a branch and tried to use my powers, but nothing happened. My hands were bound, so I couldn't even blast myself free, and just a few minutes ago my branch finally broke free and I started to strangle. I reckon I'd be dead now if you folks hadn't come along. I don't think there's much hope for the Templar now, but we probably should check on that big tree at the head of the orchard.
I'm running.
I'm leading him.
This one.
10.
12.
No. 10. Because
Oh,
your
you bump
nimbleness
your
went up a die
nimbleness.
type.
Right? Faster.
Alright.
Keeping more pace with your squire than you used to.
At the head of the orchard, on a
I've
small
trained you
knoll,
in so many ways.
as the two of you rush ahead of the rest of the party, you see a lonely, gnarled tree. Has
Do I recognize the name?
Yes,
Aaron Connell.
you recognize the name immediately. He was the third in command of the Templars.
It's Simon, then Joe, then
Simon, Joe, then Aaron. Now it's just Simon and Joe.
Simon, Joe, Susan.
Possibly.
You'd have to
With
be really good on
twisted,
this.
gnarled branches that spread broadly about it, it looks like something transplanted from the Serengeti. And you could almost expect to see big cats lying on the branches or under its boughs. Hanging from the tree are 3 bodies, all of them dressed in Templars' tabards. The one closest to the front is that the one that you, Susan, recognizes Aaron McConnell. He looks dead.
Looks dead and is dead. They're two different things.
Is he up, still in the air?
Yes, he and the other 2 Templars.
Can I cut him down?
I don't know if
Yeah.
that one and two.
You guys can cut him down.
Do I need to make a
Nope.
fighting check?
No, you guys cutting all 3 down?
Yep.
Yep.
Should we have Daphne and
Me?
Barb?
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 Barb of Doom.
Wasn't upside down.
Yeah. Her powers work there.
Right?
Should we have Daphne take Barb back to the bus?
Barb is actually struggling to get up next to you guys. Daphne is helping her.
Did we make it closer or further from the bus?
You're farther from the bus.
They're all dead.
Yeah, quick medicine check and they're definitely dead.
Do you guys recognize these other 2?
Reverend
Do
says
we
a couple
recognize
quick-
the other 2?
Knowledge checks.
As they're doing that, the Reverend's just going to say a couple quick prayers over the bodies.
4!
We know the same stuff.
Right?
You guys recognize them, but you don't know their names. Like you've seen them around.
They are definitely Templars.
Told me that.
And as you guys are standing there and Barb and Daphne catch up to you guys, Daphne says, "It's a shame we don't know why the sword thrust didn't kill him." And Barb says, "Not so fast. Do you guys have an ounce of ghost rock perchance?
No.
No.
Any of you?"
I don't know if Nick has any on his character.
I have a Dr. Pepper.
No, that stuff's terrible.
No, he does not have any ghost rock.
Each their own. I mean, bubbly fizz is terrible.
If we can find some ghost rock,
Can I search around the area? That's something like-
it's not something you'd find here.
How about
You'd have
in-
better luck back in Twin Falls, the small city that you passed through on your way here.
We really
We have the time. Well,
No.
we kind of need
I
to
mean,
make the time
you
to
need
get
a
a
lot of
Doomy on
heart
our
to-
side.
Yeah.
Well, she says, if you can get it, we can speak to him.
All right.
Going scrounging in Twin Falls.
Can someone take the motorbike?
Yeah? You want your best scrounger to go?
Yes.
Who's that?
I
Okay.
do it for a living.
I got 2d6 in it.
The Reverend's
5d4
going.
plus 2.
For scrounging?
For no, not plus 2 for scrounging. Just 5d12.
Elson Duggery Day.
I got-
Wait, do you know how to drive a...
I got 40.
No, I can only drive a boat.
I mean,
Does
Okay,
that count
so
as...
it's like
you
about.
guys could, in theory, carry the bodies back to the bus,
Load them up into the...
load them up, and then everybody goes.
Yeah, that's probably safer.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Let's not split
I'm having
the-
a nice moment.
Let's not split the party.
Oh shit, we're fucked.
Alright. Did you not realize us taking on an anti-tank?
No, I knew we were fucked, but he just was nice.
I know.
On purpose.
Yeah.
We're royally fucked.
We go back to the town and get the ghost rock with everybody.
Yes.
Oh, which one is this?
You're married to him. When he's nice, is it a trick? Oh, that's probably how D got here.
Turkey Easter baby.
I know, but it's more funny to make it a joke like that. Way to ruin the humor with science.
Okay, I guess if I got up in this tree, could I see this field they were talking about?
No, it's a couple miles away.
Okay. So you've got no idea.
If they're still there.
I guess do we see smoke or anything from a fire?
No.
Okay.
She's not a very good scout, is she?
Who?
Daphne?
Daphne.
She's not a scout.
What was she doing with this party? Where is this party?
This was a convoy
Her
that
dad
they got jacked.
was a member of the caravan.
Yeah.
Where were they caravanning to?
Ironically, to Boise.
Oh, damn. That...
They were coming back to
irony.
How was her search?
She'll tell you she's okay at it. I mean, she's like 14 or 15,
I
so.
have 2d10. He has however
perfect
many
age to
dice he
become
has in
a
there.
new Templar.
My search is pretty darn good.
No, I was just thinking, have her take her motorbike back and start searching, and then we'd be there eventually with the bus.
I think we'll just
That's
Let's
load
just
up
all
in the
stick
bus.
together, yeah. You're just not allowed to drive the bus.
You want the boat driver to drive the bus?
No!
I'll drive.
He was doing just fine.
10 to drive the bus. Back
All
to Twin
right.
Falls.
No problem. And let's see if you guys run afoul of anything while you're scrounging. Go ahead and make your scrounging rolls.
I'm not scrounging. Can I play lookout?
Yeah.
Okay, time to scrounge. A 1.
Oh, that's a 7.
I got a
Yeah.
16.
Well, definitely the Reverend. The Reverend is able to find what appears to be the body of a junker who happens to have just one 1-ounce chunk of ghost rock.
Eat
Left
this.
We'll go back to the bus then and meet up with everyone and hand it back to the Doomy.
She thanks you, and then she kneels down next to Aaron's body. And she says, in the name of Oppenheimer, Hellstrom, and Einstein, I call on you, Atom. Please bridge the gap between this world and the next. And as she does, the ghost rock glows and burns away in her hands. And then coming from Aaron's body, kind of tinny sounding, almost sounds like he's talking through a can.
Like a Thomas Edison,
More like when you connect two cans together with a string in between. Any of you guys ever done that? Yeah. I mean, we'd have to wash out some cans. We did. But let's press on. His voice is very tinny, as if from very far away and echoing out of a can. And he says, "Who summons me from the light?" "Friends," says Barb. "Friends who want to avenge your death. What can you tell us of the one who slew you?" "He is Modine, the Destroyer. He has given himself to the powers of hell in return for incredible power. He is what the librarians call a servitor, and can only be killed by the sword of the first anti-Templar. This he told me as he hung me from the accursed tree. He believed this knowledge would be kept secret, for he knew I was doomed. Your spell, Doomsayer, has changed the balance. There are those among you who can end this blasphemy's life with this knowledge. You must hurry, though, for Mobdeen has set events in motion that even he does not understand. That is all I know. Let me rest in peace now. And as that happens, the light coming from the burning ghost rock goes out. The ghost rock turns to dust. And,
Sort of the first anti-Templar book. You said he had an axe.
He was a Templar before he became an anti-Templar. He had a sword at one point. He had to go get his sword.
Do I know where that is?
Boise. Boise's where it would be.
You better
Okay,
head
like,
back.
put up in a display case. Don't do what this guy did. Or...
Pretty much.
Don't be an asshole.
Alright.
That's a little bit strange.
As we end this chapter.
We're already done with this chapter?
Yeah, this was a short chapter. This is a back of source book adventure. They're always shorter. Everybody gains 1 red, if we have enough.
There are only 3 red left in the pot, so no.
Alright, so everybody gains 2 white and an extra white to Dungaree,
What for?
the tracking.
Oh,
Being you,
okay. This is getting to be a pretty tall stack.
So the trip back to Boise goes a little faster because now you know which way you're going.
6 on the drive check.
No problem.
Susan isn't driving.
That is correct.
Ordering people to drive. You're being more of a Templar.
And when you
It's not
finally make
supposed
it
to
back, and it's after dark, the streets are pretty much cleared except for of the,
Run through the maelstrom. Do we take more damage this time?
yes. So,
Yes.
go ahead and make your spirit rolls. I'm just going to do 1 draw for the whole party.
Whoop, I busted.
You busted. Alright. So that's a fun one.
I got an 18.
Let me roll my dice. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That did not work.
Oh, I have 3d10.
9, 12.
I was rolling.
Alright. You busted. I gotta roll yours differently.
18.
You're fine.
18.
You're fine.
18
Goat?
for Nick and 9 for me.
Okay. You take 3 damage to the guts, so no wound. Then
I already have 3 wounds in it right now.
No, it's 3 damage, not
Oh, 3
wounds.
damage. Okay, yeah, sorry.
2 more of these. There's 1. There's 2. Dungaree! It's going to take 12, 17, and 5. 22 to the guts.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
I just got those chips.
Right?
Indeed.
The whites.
As you make it back into town, like I said, you only see the, oh wait, there's one more thing I gotta do for you.
Oh, I get mutated?
Yep, and the good news is, it's 2 cards, and I get to choose the better of the 2.
The better or the one you believe is better?
Well, if it's a low card, it's not a good mutation. If it's above 9, it's a good mutation. So,
Already get a mutation?
yes, it's the
What is
same
your
way.
mutation?
You can only
Metabolism.
But you can also only
talk in a whisper now.
Well, that wasn't a mutation.
Oh no, that's
That was
you.
a failed guts check.
Yeah, that was the rough.
Oh, the Reverend's the one who can only speak.
Yeah, the
first.
Reverend. Yeah,
Right.
which is why Battle Him is going to be a bitch.
You can only speak forever?
Mhm.
Battle Him is useless now, unless you're standing close enough to hear me.
Is there a way to fix his voice?
A megaphone.
Find a junker.
Well, the bad news is you're now ugly as sin.
That's not not really that bad. You just wear a.
It's a penalty to being checks. The good news is that while you were not feeling so well from that, your skin mutated under your arms, and now you have flaps of skin.
You can fly or float
You can
and
glide.
fall gracefully.
Now, Dungaree Dave, the flying squirrel.
If you fall more than 10 yards, you can glide safely to the ground. If you fall 10 yards or less, it's just a fall.
We're gonna need to alter your clothing.
Bat Dave.
I would want to
Not
alter the
good.
clothing so you could use your flaps.
Cut the seams.
Yeah, but then you're like just like
Flapping in the wind.
yeah.
Like, do that, like,
Find
thing,
someone
like,
with a sword that doesn't mind cutting
those-
skin off.
just slit the
All right.
like to do.
As you guys make your way back into the
Oh, in
meeting
Prince
hall,
Jordan?
Simon
Said something about wearing
is
cutoffs.
nowhere to be
And
seen.
that's not what I thought he meant. I thought he meant like crop tops.
Gonna go find him.
However, Belitnikov is there.
But Susan.
Blitnikoff.
Yes.
I need to see Simon.
Unfortunately,
I need to see Simon.
he's fallen ill.
Even more important that I see him before something happens worse to him.
And you can see him, but you won't be able to talk to him.
Where's his sword?
Whose
Not
sword?
Simon's sword.
Modine.
Modine has
destroyer.
never had a sword.
But to destroy him, we need the sword of the first Anti-Templar.
Why do you need Julia's sword?
Who? What? Huh?
Julia Aiken. She was Brad's trainer.
That's the only way to kill him, apparently, according to Aaron.
Barb.
I think you guys need to explain to me more of what happened while you were gone.
Listen,
You know that when Simon's unavailable, Fred does speak with the power of Simon.
which is why I said listen.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that.
Aaron McGonnell
McConnell?
was murdered by Bodine. We talked to his spirit through Barb,
They had a doomsayer.
who is the doomsayer from the traveling party. I'm assuming she's with us, Barb.
Pointing at Barb.
The only way.
Bodine told McConnell that the only way to kill him would be with the sword of the first Anti-Templar. Therefore, we are here to get that there so that we can avenge the death of Aaron and also to save the rest of the party, the traveling party, who has been working very hard to stay alive against this evil being.
Servitor.
And I mean, taking out Anti-Templar, always a good point.
Well, servitor. That would only make sense. I've studied several of these horrors. Simon's even slain a few. They're not to be trifled with, and now I wish Simon was well.
Can I see Simon still?
Once we're done here, if you still wish to see him, yes. I suspect Julia Aiken turned to darkness. She allowed her emotions to get the best of her. Modine is another matter. He willingly turned to the Reckoners for power, and obviously they listened. As you know, servitors are immune to all but one weakness. Aaron claims that Julia's sword is the only weapon that can destroy Modine, so I guess you'd best get out there and do it. I'd prefer to keep it here, but if the destroyer gets it, there may be no other way to defeat him. Still, Simon's become increasingly ill, and he may never recover.
He wasn't ill when he left, was he?
He was, yes. I'd appreciate it, though, if you kept that to yourselves, by the way.
From us,
At any rate,
Barb and
All I can do is hand it
Might
over
be
to
another
you
story.
and hope for the best. He turns and unlocks the door to the Hall of Heroes, leads you to the back behind a raised platform to a long, wide wall where the swords of fallen Templars are placed. No more than a dozen hang on the wall, though there are places for 30 more. Beneath each sword sconce is a list of names and dates, the owners and the dates they fell. One of them is broken in the middle, and beneath it are the words Julia Aiken, 2091. This is not something we speak openly of often, but when Julia fell, Simon broke her sword when Modine returned it to us. Simon declared that it would not be passed on further. He reaches for the sword, but then stops, almost as if he's afraid to touch it. Then he simply points at the thing and says, "There, take it. If you wish to see Simon, head up after you've taken it, but don't bring it in with you. And if not, if you wish to get right back on the road, good luck."
Was Aaron's sword there?
No.
Were the other two Templar swords there either?
Nope.
We'll let him know the other two that had fallen as well.
I just, because being a Templar, I would know that swords get turned in.
Right.
Yeah. When you can.
If an guy steals him, you kill him first, then take him back.
Take a look at this sword. I guess. Let's see. Probably cognition check to realize that something's weird about it. Oh, I got an ace. Okay. 19 cognition. Something weird about this sword?
It looks like an old cavalry saber, though it's been truncated about in half. The edge looks like a clean break. Which is odd considering that he broke it over his knee. And as you're holding it, it just feels wrong.
Oh, so you picked up the sword?
He said he was picking it up.
Take a look at it.
The Reverend just kind of gives the sword fragment a dirty look.
I guess which half are we supposed to use?
Probably the half that has a hilt. The rest of you can also make Academia occult rolls.
Try that too. Yeah, best I got is a 10.
23.
7 for Nick.
You know about your weird sword.
Apparently, weird swords are now my thing.
7 for me.
5.
So,
Lot of dice in
Templar
there.
stuff.
as you're sitting there thinking about it and thinking about your studies and everything, you do remember learning something before you were taken out on the road. And it was actually Velitnikov who was teaching you, along with the other squires.
Or stinky.
The sword itself probably isn't the key. Like, it's not magically empowered to kill Modine, but since Modine is a servitor, it's probably the only weapon that he is weak to. And what you know is he's probably immune to everything else. He can take damage, but it won't kill him. And thinking about it, it's probably going to call for one-on-one combat. If he still has a large warband with him, probably the best way would be to call him out for a duel.
I'll duel him.
Oh, you're the Templar.
So, I want to go see Simon.
Okay. You make your way up to Simon's room. The guard tells you he's not well and lets you in. Doesn't let anybody else in. Not even the squire. And you see Simon laying in bed, tossing and turning, covered in sweat. He seems to be having nightmares. Not just nightmares, but probably full-on night terrors by the way he's acting.
Is there anyone in the room with me?
You and Simon.
I'm gonna go up to Simon and hold his hand. And say, Simon, we shall do what you have set us out to do. Don't you worry about Modine. We'll take care of him. You stay here and get better.
Okay.
Would it be wrong of me to like kiss his forehead?
I mean, he's not going to know.
The one and only time you'll probably get to do it.
I'm gonna lay one on him. Just like you do a sick person, just a.
A little peck on the forehead.
You said lay one on him, and that's like,
Yeah, I thought you were like.
I thought you were going full CCD for a second.
see if it wakes him up. It might. Might not be happy with you at that point.
He might be real happy with me though.
I mean,
you know, Templars do wield swords.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Innuendo.
What are you talking about?
You missed the innuendo night, Saturday.
Ben was telling me,
Yeah, tell him to go back and watch the stream.
but I'm getting the bus re.
Okay. There is some fuel that they can give you.
Yeah, I figured they would since
Anti-Templar killing.
we're gonna
business.
go take care of the destroyer.
I'll check out the damage on the bus, see if there's anything that can be done for it.
Not quickly.
Okay.
It'll take hours to repair. All right.
Let's sit out.
You set out.
Barb and Daphne coming with.
Barb wants to stay behind, and let's see if she does.
Make a roll to see if she
I
does.
don't think it's a good idea.
And
Same.
then-
I mean, Daphne's.
She
dad's
has
out
been
there.
talking with Daphne quietly the whole time. And let's see. So she's got a 13 versus.
By the way, can you guys work on some of my wounds? I still have a green.
All right.
Can't do nothing for it.
She seems to have convinced Daphne to stay behind and let you guys handle it.
Get my
Can,
shotgun back.
What's his face? Lay hands on the Reverend.
I still have green wounds.
Who? Fred?
Bolitnikov?
He's a
He
librarian.
wouldn't have that
Oh,
ability.
he doesn't have.
No. Not a temp.
The lay on hands person.
I mean, I can. I just was trying to save it for like
She was trying to not touch you.
5 D10. Is that what I'm rolling?
+5.
I knew that part.
What's your wound level?
Green is the highest.
Okay.
That'd be
Two
right arm.
aces. A 21, 26.
All of your wound levels go down by 1.
Oh, sweet. So green goes to yellow. Alright. I'm doing much better now.
All right, let's go challenge an anti-Templar.
I can't heal you now for 24 hours.
No, that's I can still
When
heal
did you
you.
take those wounds?
She goes up and
Oh, you should have said something. I could have done
talks
that 24
to.
hours ago and 24 hours before that.
When
She goes up to talk to Simon.
His was worse.
I'm gonna ask Fred. Now,
Going to Fred's room?
yeah, I'm just gonna be like, so what happens to me if she?
passes,
No, you can't.
We'll have you come back and tell your story to Simon if he's awake.
Okay.
Or to Joe if she has to take over.
Can I lay you on hands myself?
No. Yes. Yes.
Templars, I thought.
Templars can lay on hands on themselves,
I can't lay on hands myself.
but
Right.
Blessed cannot.
I
And
was
then
just-
Psychers can only heal themselves and nobody else.
Blessed have this thing about touching
I
themselves.
know,
It's kind
yeah,
of impure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys head back out, get on the road, give me your drive check.
This is middle of the night.
Yep.
10.
We need to kill them.
And your second drive check.
Look over your shoulder, trying to learn from some of this.
10.
Alright, and as you guys are rolling closer to Twin Falls, everybody make a cognition check. As the sun is starting to rise,
7.
will the sun ever rise?
Good ace. 23. 25.
Nice.
22.
10 for the Reverend. Is that a 6 or an 8 for his cognition die?
Yes, it's a 6 or an 8.
I can't tell which one it is.
So both? Nick, if you're still watching, your handwriting's atrocious.
I already knew this. I worked with him.
No, like
I
I used to have him decipher
Oh,
what he
and
wrote.
Barb did give you pretty detailed directions to where she thought that the
I think that's an 8.
camp was.
okay.
But do you
he
see, it
got
looks
a
like it
6.
was a 4
I think it-
turned into a 6, or a 6
I
turned
think
into
it
an
was
8.
a 6 turned into an 8.
Probably.
That's what I'm going with.
Either way.
All right, so I heard a couple of 20 pluses. What did Susan get? 7. Reverend?
11.
11. And Ash?
6.
6. So everybody but Ash notices a large group of what appear to be bikers a few hundred yards off the highway and about the spot that Barb said their camp would be. The one thing you guys notice is that 3 of them are wearing, look like black tablecloths or curtains with a white Maltese cross on them.
Oh.
3 of them?
3 of them. And you're pretty certain that's where the camp was that they were talking about.
Hey, we're looking for directions. Do you know where? And then be like,
You may want to get rid of your
Tabard to do that, yeah.
no.
I'm pretty sure anti-Templars kill Templars on sight and vice versa.
I wanted to be all sneaky about it.
Are you taking off your tabard?
Tabard.
No.
Oh?
Well, then we're not being sneak about this.
If anything, we ram the bus into the site and say, just go, hog wild.
They have rocket launchers, if you might recall.
Yeah.
Which are not very good close range
God will
weapons.
protect us.
Right? Like,
God protects
Oh, they
those who
suck at
protects
close
themselves.
I mean, you'll kill everyone
how far
and
away are
yourself.
they?
Couple hundred yards.
Close enough. That's
You're
not going
driving.
to suck. I'm stopping. You're laying down a challenge to this dude.
Sword.
You got the sword. You're the Templar. You said the best way to do this would be to challenge him to open combat.
Him, not him and his posse.
His
But
posse.
that's why you challenge.
And he's going to have his warband with him, so you'll have to.
Either way, we're going to have to face these
So can you
guys.
at least get us closer?
You want to? How far away do you want to stop? Because you're a couple hundred yards away right now.
Are
Up
they?
on top of the highway.
What are they doing? Or do they notice us?
It looks like they're refueling their bikes from a tanker truck.
Oh. I want that.
Or we could just explode it.
There's about 30 guys down there.
We have a
30
shotgun.
We don't have anything to explode.
No, we do not.
No, because in Deadlands you don't ever carry dynamite.
Yeah, it's bad news.
Yeah, we learned that
You botch once.
on my third character.
But James West once
second character.
did shoot wake off dynamite. I read that in a story.
Yeah. Heard about that once.
Heard about it.
I just keep thinking our one ninja
So, well, my
with all the dynamite.
Templar told me to
Ninja?
drive closer, so I'm going until she tells me to stop.
Well, you said we're up on a hill, right? Looking
Yeah.
down at them?
Looking down, they're a couple hundred yards off the highway. You'd have to go a couple miles to be able to get off the highway and then come back to them. Unless
Or
you
we
want to
could
just
get
go
off the
straight
bus
down the side
now.
of the hill.
Okay. My Templar thinks he knows better. Let's get out of the bus and walk.
She just called me a Templar.
She did.
That's official.
But I said my Templar.
It's fine.
My Templar to be.
According. Simon might be dying, so it's
I mean,
could be in charge.
there's room for advancement.
Right.
Simon's not gonna die. He can't die.
All right.
Wait, question. Does he have stats?
Who?
Simon.
Yes.
Then he can die.
He can't die. He's Simon.
No, if he has stats, he can die.
That is the cardinal rule of Deadlands Classic.
However,
If you stat it, they can kill it.
he is Simon. He shall not die.
Oh, I'm just saying he could.
Are you gonna kill him?
No.
Because I'm not gonna kill him.
Life finds a way. Death finds a way. Both. Both's good.
All right.
There's some of these adventures I can't wait to run for you guys. All right, so as you guys are going closer, you're going to be sneaky about it?
As sneaky as I can be.
All right, make a make a sneak rolls.
I got a 6.
10. Apparently my D12s are rolling 10s now.
All right, as you guys get to the edge of the clearing,
7 for the Reverend, and busted for the for Ash.
That makes sense.
He's using his hedge trimmer arm to cut our way through.
as you guys get closer, you guys catch a whiff of something. As you get a whiff of it, everybody make a knowledge check.
Any knowledge?
Or
Straight up knowledge.
Just straight skill.
4.
3.
5. Hey, we still add up to 8.
I got 8 for the Reverend.
You said 8?
Yeah. Seven, 6 for Ash.
The Reverend, because he's very familiar with the smell, he has smelled it before. They're refueling with spook juice.
That's spook juice.
It's pretty volatile.
That shit blows up. What do we got to light this bitch?
I have some meal rats.
From this distance, that big of an explosion? No.
I have some flashlight batteries.
Because we're a bit too close for me to really want to explode this.
You got lots of cover though.
I
As
have
you're coming down through
binoculars.
trees and stuff.
Yeah, I got nothing that sets fire.
There's always a chance that a bullet could cause it.
Right?
Then they know we're here.
Yeah, there's that.
Let's see, like,
I'm that's on.
the boss. Let's see, I guess the farmhouse we got supplies from, I guess they were pretty religious. They probably wouldn't have had, like, hard liquor or anything.
No.
The Reverend pulls out a bottle of whiskey.
Kerosene or...
None that you would
a
have
whole
found.
lot closer to.
The Reverend is
You wanted
holding
a
a bottle of
muzzle-
his 5th of whiskey.
Just what you're looking for?
I mean, yeah, that'll light because that's not that was Rotgut.
No, yeah, post-war whiskey, yeah.
That'll light.
Yeah, so if we take one of these rags from an old bed sheet, stick it in there, and make a Molotov cocktail.
Who's gonna get close enough to throw it, or who's gonna try and throw it from this distance?
I can't throw it for shit.
The Reverend takes the bottle, stuffs it in, kind of tucks it inside of his jacket, has just a little bit hanging out here.
Do you have the strength to throw it far enough?
I'm
away?
not throwing it.
No,
You're gonna go sacrifice yourself?
because you guys do have one person who has the strength.
Yeah, Nick. Does he have
that's right.
throw-in?
Probably not. And I would say
No.
it's thrown unbalanced,
It's
right?
throwing
It's thrown
unbalanced.
unbalanced.
His is only
I mean,
3d6 for that.
I have
He has thrown in balance.
shotguns.
He does not.
You've
No,
thrown
So he would do
shotguns?
go.
No, I have shooting
he doesn't even have
shotguns.
throwing, so.
And a
That's
shotgun.
a weird thing to have, throwing shotguns.
It's just. I'm just.
Hey, you can always have him try it.
I mean,
He does have chips.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm getting an order from my boss to shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
maybe split up the shotgun so we can all take a shot and try to hit the side of the truck.
I don't trust any of you with my shot.
I don't know.
all right. Well, I guess Ash will take a shot at throwing it.
Alright, so 1d6, or 1 die of his deafness,
Okay.
because he's defaulting.
Yep.
He is throwing it about 80 yards. I told you, you're at the edge of the tree line.
Right. Which.
A much easier shotgun shot than it would be.
You want to spend them.
We're at a 15 right now before taking off the 1 for his penalty.
Before also.
He doesn't have a -1 penalty. He doesn't take any wound
Oh,
penalties
that's
until
right.
he hits 3 wounds.
Okay. Yeah.
So 15, and did you count the -4?
15.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
-4.
Yeah, we're going to let's start. Fight 4. Again, another white.
Hey, Cheryl, you'll want to be out here for this.
I would not keep the cat in there, though. Harley wants the puppies to sleep in her room.
Okay.
I told her that's fine. Just
Yeah, that's fine.
okay. We doing it? You guys do
So,
it?
Ash lights the Molotov, draws back,
And throws
and throws with every ounce of strength he has,
for a 15.
and it flies through the air at the same time that the shotgun blast goes off.
There we go. Let's go with. Chipping a red to it.
Okay.
Oh no, you already used a blue.
Oh, can't go back down.
Can't go
Never
back
mind.
down.
Then I'll take.
Rather blue.
It's 16.
16.
I mean, it's
Sorry.
broadside of a truck. Thank you for that. No, that's fine. I rolled you. Nope, 7. So.
I actually follow the rules as opposed to James, who just makes them up as he goes.
That's fair. It's his game, though, so the first rule of any
It's
role-playing
my game.
game is the
Whatever the
GM
GM
makes
says
the
is
rules.
the rules.
I would be very interested to play a game that you ran.
I was gonna get the
Cat game.
cat.
No, it was dogs, wasn't it? The
Oh,
dog.
Pugmire.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised they haven't made a. Maybe they have a. The cats. The books.
All
The
right.
cats in them that are like. You have the clans and.
Oh, Thundercats.
No, that's not it. Warriors?
So he got a 15, actually an 11, once all was said and done.
Why did we not get closer?
Because you told me to shoot.
I didn't say from here.
Right at this moment.
Because as that Molotov cocktail hits the truck,
Oh, we timed that to where it hit.
Hits it, then I shoot it, and it goes kaboom, and then the truck goes kaboom.
Hopefully.
I love the.
this happens.
Oh!
Yay!
That is epic.
I have a question. How did you do that? Like, I mean, I know but like, how did you make it up here?
By
Click the
clicking
button.
the hide and unhide. Yeah. When I hide it, you guys can't see it, and that lets me move it into place. And as the boom subsides and the wash of heat hits you, when everything is all said and done, is it really a waste?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Explosions are worth it all by themselves.
It was worth the blue chip.
Chips.
Jacob's not here to say whether or not that he's chips. You know that's the thing about not showing up every week.
Never trust me with your chips. It's that simple.
We spend chips.
It's like spending
Your own chips.
but not.
Still get that rush, but
Right, exactly.
I would never spend your guys' chips.
That's a
Yeah.
lie. Alright, so
Did you truth in a lie?
then you see that the ones who weren't just absolutely destroyed by the explosion,
How could anyone survive that?
luck. Oh,
power of the devil.
Yeah.
Dabble.
Are those horses?
No, those are motorcycles. Iron horses.
Steel horse, they ride. They're just wanted dead, though.
Fair.
No.
Alive.
right. That guy. Whoops. Let's move to the bottom. So, out of all of those, 4 guys, 4 of the warband, and 1 of the anti-Templars is all that stands.
Are the bikes in the front also blown up?
Yes. However, let me move this to the bottom. No, move to the bottom. There we go. And hide. Hide.
So we can still see their shadow.
Huh.
Do you see that?
I do.
I actually like that because it's very appropriate. Like,
It is indeed very
Explosion.
appropriate for this, but that is not working as intended. Because when something is hidden,
Big
it's
truck
supposed to
shaped
get
hole
rid of
in
the
the
shadow.
ground.
Nathan.
Nathan!
Do they know, like, we talked to them during.
Yeah, he does.
Do they know that we know?
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Obviously, if we're talking about it,
All right.
They come.
And as you guys pick yourselves up from the shockwave, you didn't take any damage, but it did knock you off your feet.
Way to go. Almost Templar.
Thanks.
Awesome.
And they pick themselves up. A battle is about ready to ensue against your first anti-Templar. And that is where we will call it.
Oh.
All right.
All right, next stream is Saturday. It is Age of Ashes, Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So we will see all of you viewers then. Everybody have a great night.
Thanks, goodbye.
Thank you, goodbye.